Well, welcome, Nyarayi. We're so happy to have you here with us today, and we appreciate your support in helping us celebrate Black History Month this year at Niagara Health. I know for sure that the work that you do and the work that your organization does has such a huge impact on the community. So I'd like to give an opportunity for everyone else to learn a little bit about it, if you don't mind telling us about yourself and about TOES Niagara.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Zainab, for having me. I think it is great that Niagara Health has taken this initiative to have, people from, organizations from the community coming in to showcase what they do. And since it's Black History Month, and we all know how racism and anti-Black racism affects the health of the Black population, I think it is great that we have this platform. And I hope in the future you carry on, not just with this group, but with all the other equity-seeking groups in Niagara to present the resources that they have to help you guys do the work that you do. Right? And so TOES Niagara is a not-for-profit organization. We are based in Welland, but we do all our work right across Niagara. And our work is around women empowerment. I like to spell the empowerment with an I-M and not E-M, because we believe at TOES Niagara that the power is within, and we're not getting the power from anybody else. We may feel powerless, but we're not without power. So all our programs are meant to make women realize that they've got the power to either, to succeed, to conquer, and to just do better in their lives. So all our programs run and fall under 5 pillars. We've got the economic development pillar, where we run our entrepreneurship programs, the self-development program, which we have programs like #recognize, own, and walk in your magnificence. And this is just confidence building for women and youth. I should add that we do a lot of work with youth as well. And then we've got our education pillar, where we're looking at career exploration and things like that for the marginalized women. The rest, I think everybody can check on the website what we do, because we could be here for 45 minutes talking about the work we do. But the biggest work that we've been doing for the past 2 years is around Black youth and youth mentorship. And we're so excited because we just had the mentorship program go into the Niagara District Catholic School Board. So we've got the Black youth mentorship in all the schools in the Catholic School Board. So we want to say thank you to the Catholic School Board for partnering with us for that, and the Niagara Community Foundation.
Wow, what an important resource. And as someone with lived experience, I know how essential and impactful it can be for individuals who have these things available to them. And in the context of that, Nyarayi, can you tell us why it's important then to celebrate Black History Month?
I think Black History Month, I don't know how I feel about Black History Month in particular, but I think it is important to celebrate Blackness all throughout the year. And then I think Black History Month should then be a culmination of all the work that has been done the past 11 months, and just highlighting the work, the positive things that the Black communities are doing world over, and specifically in Niagara. It's great to have a month where we can showcase the things that Black people are doing and just bring it to the forefront, because I think people forget. And to that effect, we have an event that we hold every year. This year we didn't because of the COVID, but we have an event that is called Advocating for Black Excellence Awards in Niagara that we hold every year. And it's a Black history celebration. It's a platform to have our mentors and the mentees come together, and we give scholarships. And then we just kind of highlight the work that the Black community, the positive work that the Black community is doing in Niagara. So I think Black History Month is important in that we celebrate the work that is being done every day throughout the year for Black History Month, and just bringing it to the forefront in the month of February.
And that is definitely really important. So Nyarayi, can you tell us the need that pushed you to create, for example, the program with the Niagara District School Board? Was that around institutional racism, and what you think the impact that institutional racism can have on our community, or any community in general?
Well, I think the work that we do at TOES Niagara, not just with the mentorship program, but even with the entrepreneurship program, because we've got a program that is called Stepping Up for Black Businesses. Most of the programs we have created to answer to the systemic racism. I know a lot of people think we do this work because of, but no, it is because of the existence of systemic racism that we have created the programs. And what we have done is we've done a 180, because before we used to run anti-racism, anti-oppression workshops. We used to go out there to the community. And then, you know, somewhere along the line, I discovered you cannot teach people to care. So the one thing that we have started doing at TOES Niagara is creating programs that empower the community, our community, the Black community. You know, everybody else can learn in their own time, whether they want to care or not. But I think it is important that we keep showing the Black youth, especially, that they are not powerless, that we, despite the fact that this is going on, you know, it is here, it's not going to go away tomorrow. But does that mean we curl up and die? No, it just means that, you know, in the midst of it, we are going to thrive and come out the other end shining. And so that's the importance of our youth mentorship program.
Definitely, I understand that very well. What would you say neurodiversity and inclusion should look like in life and in work? And if you could give us some tips about how that can be demonstrated on an individual level and why it's important to demonstrate it in both.
You know, I've been saying diversity and inclusion is become the new I have a Black friend, I'm not racist card. Because on its own, it doesn't mean anything. And for diversity and equity and inclusion to mean anything, it has to come with strategies that support it. Because when you look at the word diverse itself, there are so many equity-seeking groups, right? You've got the anti-Black, you've got the Pride, you've got, you know, Islamophobia. There's so many equity-seeking groups. And for diversity and equity and inclusion to make sense, I've been talking about giving an example like with the COVID pandemic, for example. It's the way it's set up. The problem has been identified. It's COVID. What are we going to do to make sure that we survive and people don't die? And They have put things in place that we have to follow. And so for diversity and equity and inclusion to make sense, that same strategy has to be like identify the problem. We cannot have a one size fits all scenario. We've got to identify the specific equity-seeking groups, the problems that they're having, and then create strategies or put strategies in place that answer to each and every one of those, you know, specific needs separately. So in my life, when you look at it on an individual level, it's very difficult to put it on an individual level. But when I look, for example, at the tables that I'm taking, whether it's at home or in my social life or at work, if the people around me all look like me and think like me and act like me, then I think I need to look at opening up my world a bit more, because then it's not diverse. I think it's important to have different opinions, different mindsets, different perspectives. And so I always look at my circles wherever I am. And if my circle speaks, looks, and identifies with me, then there's a problem. So I think at an individual level, that's how we can look at it. If your world around you, to the left, to the right, looks exactly like you, then maybe just explore a bit more. Right?
Yeah, and I really appreciate you bringing up this point about us expanding our networks and bringing in different people into the conversation. But I've also seen it become a challenge to kind of create a safe space and make people feel comfortable to contribute to the conversation or to the solution if they are not themselves members of the group that is being discussed. So for example, if we're talking about anti-Black racism and Black History Month, how do we create safe enough tables and spaces that allow people who don't identify as Black to try to contribute to the work that we're doing?
I think it depends, Zainab, on what is being talked about at that table. If we are talking about allyship, for example, it is important that the people, if we're looking at the issue of anti-Black racism, the people that are not Black understand how they can help the cause for the Black people and understand how, you know, the anti-Black racism is affecting in a negative way the people that they work with, the people they may call friends. And so if we're talking specifically about how can you help as a non-Black person, then that is where allyship comes in. And I think people should be comfortable to know that, you know, hey, I don't know everything and I might not even know, but I think if they come in with a mindset like, how can I help? And if I always say, if you have something to benefit as a non-Black person from this, how can I help? Then that's not allyship. Allyship is you doing something to help people without any necessary personal benefit for yourself. So.
Yeah, and it's amazing how just being comfortable enough to admit that you don't know what kind of impact that can have. And I think some people are usually afraid to offend others by admitting that they don't know, but it's always better than assuming and making a comment. It's better to just ask, right? And it's on us to make people comfortable enough to come forward and ask.
Absolutely. And I think, when everybody understands that nobody is out to get anybody and we are just trying to fix a problem, that should allay the fear on the parts of people who are not Black when you're talking Black issues, right? Because I mean, we are at tables every day where they talk white issues, and we somehow have to find a way. And it's just going to be one of those things where people have to find a way to feel comfortable. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And if you stay away, you are never going to be comfortable. So I think people should just keep going until they get to find a comfort level.
Definitely. We just need to keep working on normalizing the conversation about
Absolutely.
all these topics. So Nyarayi, what are your hopes for TOES Niagara for the future, for your organization, and for the community of Niagara as a whole?
Well, our hopes is to keep doing the work that we're doing, creating bigger and bigger spaces where we are helping our people, our community, to achieve their best possible selves, the best possible for their lives, for education. We hope to carry on with our scholarship programs for the youth. We certainly hope to carry on with our mentorship program. And with the mentorship program, what we're hoping is to put it right across in terms of the mentors, right? Our mentors are not only Black. We do have some Black mentors, but again, I keep speaking about allyship, we have mentors from right across the board who have things that they can offer to the youth. So we hope to make this program right, to see it in all the school boards. Like I said, we've got it in the Niagara Catholic School Board. We would like for the youth in the district school board to experience that as well. And then we just hope to keep making a difference, I guess, helping people to carry on having this kind of conversations and keep on providing those safe spaces to have these kind of conversations. We've got a program that we run under Sisters Can at TOES Niagara, where we get women in a safe space in a very social setting from all races to come together. And it's kind of like a no holds barred, ask the questions you've always wanted to ask of Black women, of white women, of whatever. What makes you do like this? What makes you think like that? And we have those things. So we hope to carry on having those conversations that help to make people feel comfortable around having conversations about race and racism.
That's amazing. And for anyone, Nyarayi, who's going to be watching and listening and has a sister or a child or a colleague that they know can benefit from the services that you provide and that we've all just heard about, what is the best way that they can reach out to you or contact your organization?
Well, we can be contacted by the phone, 905-964-1284, or online. They can send an email, info@toesniagara.ca. And you can also go on our website and you can reach us through the website as well.
Great. Nyarayi, and you of course create opportunities for anybody. I know that from working you in the past, you have an open door and you create opportunities for anyone that is having any type of experience or is from a marginalized community, not just Blacks. I've seen you in your ABN conferences bring people together from across the community, from across different equity-seeking groups. So I think that's an important thing to share as well, to know that your door is open to support so many people.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks, Zainab. Our work is not just focused on the Black community. It is women and youth of all races, all diverse backgrounds, but we do have programs that's focused specifically to address anti-Black racism, but our doors are absolutely open to everybody. Thank you for
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nyarayi. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a mentor and a role model and an advocate for all marginalized communities in Niagara. Thank you for being strong, for speaking out, and for being here today and supporting our celebrations.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And thank you again, like I said at the beginning, for having this platform where you're showcasing, because I think it's important as Niagara Health, that you are aware of the resources that are in the community to better support the work that you do. So I would love to see, we are not the only organization that works with the Black youth. We've got our counterparts at Sophie Fran. We've got other organizations that do that. And so we would love to see a scenario where all the equity-seeking groups are having this platform with Niagara Health. I think this should be used as a tool, as a resource tool that, everybody working in the different departments at Niagara Health, you come across a Black client, you come across a marginalized client, how do you deal with it? You might not, as an organization, have all the tools to deal with them, but you know where to refer them to. So this is great. Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Nyarayi, for being here.
Thank you, Zainab. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.